Hello 30 Rockers and welcome back to 30 Rock. Today is day 94 and as promised I've got the lovely Rebecca here with me today. And first of all I've got to start out with a Valerian update because it was night 4 last night and again I slept like a baby.
You did.
Got through the night, woke up feeling good, ready to take on the day. So I am hoping for continued success with Valerian, and I might have to look for a bulk supplier if it's really this good. So thanks for the Valerian tip. Rebecca is here to talk about how to order raw when you're out at a traditional restaurant. And that can be a hard and confusing thing for a lot of people. And there's a lot of reasons why that can happen. You want to know your outcome, right? And that's in anything in life, but your outcome. What does that mean, Rebecca?
Well, I think especially if you're not going to a raw food restaurant, if you're just going to a traditional restaurant, just remember that, you know, the waiter doesn't care if you're a raw foodist. They really don't. They just want to serve you a great meal. They want you to be happy. They want it to be fast. They want you to have a great time. So, a lot of times if you'll just say, you know, I have some diet restrictions, if you could just work with me, I just need raw fruits and vegetables, just a lettuce salad, and then tell them. Sometimes I'll tell them exactly, I'll look over the salad menu and pick the different items that I want. So I know that they have those things. I want avocado, I want olive, I want tomato, I see that you have this on another salad, can I just put it all in one? And they're usually very accommodating. They really want you to, they really want me to have a good meal. So they don't care if I'm a raw foodist. They just need to know I have diet restrictions. Right.
I mean, there a lot of times, you know, if you're at a nice restaurant, that also makes a huge difference. We've been to places where, we've been to Mexican restaurants where they don't make their own guacamole. It comes in frozen. But if you're at a nice Mexican restaurant, they make their own guacamole. So you can ask for just avocados and say, hey, can you slice some avocado on that? And they absolutely can. So part of it is just you need to be willing to ask the questions, right?
Well, and you just need to ask it nicely. I've found that if I usually wait to be the last person to order.
Right.
And I'll tell the waiter up front, hey, and I'll always say it with a smile, hey, I'm the hard one. I'm gonna give you a run for your money. I'm picky. I have diet restrictions. And then they're like, oh, okay, I gotcha. But it's never as bad as what they think it's going to be for you.
Well, and another thing to mention is the reason that we use the word diet restrictions is because raw, vegan, vegetarian, those all have certain connotations and people don't necessarily, it means something to somebody already. And whereas if you say diet restrictions, they say, oh, how can I help you?
Right.
Whereas if they've got a predetermined idea of what somebody who's eating vegan is, or vegetarian, or raw even, then maybe that gets clouds of what their vision is. But dietary restrictions, everybody wants to be helpful.
Right.
So we just say dietary restrictions. The other thing that you say is you're not there to evangelize.
Right. Well, you know, most people, honestly, there are a lot of people still out there who don't know the difference between a vegetarian and a vegan.
Right.
So they don't even know what that means, and raw foodist is, you know, eating steak tartare. So, I mean, they really have no idea what you're talking about. So just have some compassion. This is not the time for a raw 101 class. It's just the time to get a great meal and let your poor server do their job. If they're curious about your dietary restrictions, they'll ask, but most times they don't. It's just not the appropriate time. Enjoy your meal, and sometimes you'll get really fabulous creative chefs. I've had some of the best salads like I've ever had, ever. Just saying, hey, can you just throw me together whatever fruits and vegetables you have in the kitchen, and it's amazing.
They'll wow us.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So now the third thing is really just kind of, you've got some tips here because I mean, really if you're going out to a traditional restaurant, other than one exception you've got on your list, for the most part, you're looking at salads.
For the most part, you are. You know, I know a lot of people, one of the first tips that I got when I went raw was to make a little card or carry a piece of paper that you could just hand to the waiter. I've never done that. I think it's a little bit less impersonal, but if that works for you, if you're very specific about what you want, that works, and it's very easy then for them to take that back to the kitchen. So,
and really, that list is a here's what I can have list,
right.
Not what I can have,
right?
But here's what I can have, and you've got to think restaurant terms. So you're not, you know, unless you're going to a sushi place trying to eat raw but not fish, you're not going to have things like seaweed on there.
Right.
You're not going to have oat groats on there. You're not going to. I mean, you're going to exclude those because most folks aren't going to have that. So you got to remember the realm that you're in. Okay.
I think that sometimes, because we are typically talking about a salad zone, bringing your own salad dressing, whatever your favorite raw salad dressing is, just bring that with you. There was one time when I went out to a buffet actually with my family, And I just brought in a big purse, and I went up to the salad bar, got a plate and a big bucket of lettuce, and I had my own avocado, and I had my own dressing and and I just discreetly chopped it at the table and filled my own plate. It was fine. You know, nobody even noticed, and it was just not a big deal. So I just brought my own condiments. It was not a problem.
Well, and I think one of the things that, you know, that I've talked a lot about on 30 Rock that is definitely true here too is that there are times when you're going to go out to eat and it's spontaneous, but if you already know in advance that you're going to be going out to eat with your family and you're eating a raw food lifestyle, I think that, again, you need a little preparation and you can still have a great time. If you go
is everything.
Totally unprepared, it's going to be hit and miss, and you just might, you know, I think the worst thing that could happen is that you're going to find yourself making good choices instead of great choices. You know, and that's that good, better, best.
For sure.
And so, you know, we want to make best choices, but you know what? I still think that if you're going out and you're eating a salad and you're moderating some of the other things that are on there, that's still not a bad choice.
Absolutely.
It's better than having the deep fried whatevers.
For sure. The other thing you can do is order like a signature salad and just tell them to take off a bunch of stuff. So, or you could do a wrap. We went to a Greek restaurant, got some great tabbouleh, and they had it's amazing how much, what do they call that? Garnish? I eat the garnish. So they had it on a big romaine leaf, and I just wrapped it all up and made my own wrap out of it. And you know, I would even ask, do you have a big romaine leaf? And make your own wrap, or ask for you know, if you're at a restaurant that has wraps, ask for instead of a flour wrap, ask for a lettuce wrap.
Right, and a lot of places are doing lettuce wraps now, and you know, again, it's just managing what's in that wrap. And then, you know, and so many places have so many condiments too, like kale and other things that they don't think of as food.
Yeah, they don't.
But you can ask for those as well. Can I get some extra kale, or can I get some extra whatever? And again, one of the nice things that we found about some of the signature salads and dishes that they already do is that it is less weird for them if you say, I'd like a Cobb salad without the meat, the cheese, and the egg, but could you add in X, Y, Z? To them, that's still just a Cobb salad. But if you just start ordering a salad and saying what you want, for some reason that makes it a little bit more confusing. Yep. So if you just say, hey, I have a few restrictions, can I get it this way? They're more than happy to help you out in that realm. And one of the tips that I would put on there as well, if you're eating something that maybe is kind of off the list a little bit, just eat less of it.
For sure.
You know, because you can always, when you get home, you can eat more raw fruits and vegetables, and you can have those good things. So you can still go out, have a good time, and you can just eat a little bit less too, so that you're still managing those expectations. So if your salad has a dressing that maybe you wouldn't normally prefer, just eat a little bit less.
Definitely.
You know, and you can still have that great time. So thank you very much, Rebecca.
You're welcome.
I appreciate it. So we've got a contest coming up, and the winner will be announced on day 100, so 6 days from now. And the contest this time, in order to enter, I'm going to have a question for you, and it's going to be at 30rock.ning.com, and so you can answer it there. And the question is about going out to eat, and what I want to know is, when you go out to eat, how do you deal with it? Do you avoid it like I did for my first 30 days, where I just said, restaurants I'm just not going to go out to eat? Or when you do go, do you say, well, that's when I'm going to break my raw food diet, or I'm going to do you stick to salads? Do you bring your own stuff? How do you deal personally with going out to eat as you're trying to live a raw foods lifestyle? And for those of you out there that are lurking, that are maybe on the fence, that are wondering, I want you to be able to answer this question too. So feel free. If you're saying, hey, I'm still just checking this whole thing out, so when I go out I get 2 of everything, that's fine too. Just tell us where you're at. It doesn't matter. We're all here to get better together.
Absolutely.
And so I want everybody to be involved. I'm giving away 3 things this time.
Wow.
Yes. And I'm going to let you choose between 4 different items. Chocolate chip cookies,
Yum.
donut holes, the corn chips, or macaroons. And so you get to choose 2 of the 4, and I'll throw in a Pure Market Express t-shirt as well. So day 100, 3 items you get to win. Just tell us how you deal with going out to eat. Maybe you don't think about it at all yet. So whatever it is, just share with me. It's 30rock.ning.com, and look for the contest below the video section, and please enter. So until tomorrow, keep making great choices out there, and rock on.